on the call with me, she was like, Lauren, I can just see your eyes lighting up right now. You're having a great time. And I was like, I love the data. I love it. Hello, book bestie, and welcome back to my channel. If I'm a new face to you, my name is Lauren, and today we are doing my 2024 Wrapped. And when I say that, I'm not talking about I'm gonna go through all 144 books. Do not worry, I don't want to edit that. If you want to go watch all my Wrapped videos, I have a whole playlist. I'll link it here for you. If that's your vibe, if you just need some like binging content, you do it. But that is not what I'm here to do today. No. Today, I am going to be looking over all of my data and everything that I've collected in my Google Sheet that I created just to track all of my reading habits and blah, blah, blah. So we're going to go over like all of the books I rated 4 stars or higher, if I can remember what they're about, and if I would recommend them now. And then also just like look at my stats, look at like the monthly spread, and also, I'm going to kind of talk about like what I liked about that sheet and what I changed for my 2025 sheet. If you didn't already know, I'm a data nerd. I had a work meeting earlier today, like for my actual 9-to-5 job, my big girl job. And we were getting like way in the weeds about data and whatnot. And they were presenting the data to me. And one of the women on the call, not a girl, a woman on the call with me, she was like, Lauren, I can just see your eyes lighting up right now. You're having a great time. And I was like, I love the data. I love it. Get a cozy blanket. I've got my cozy blanket. Get a warm beverage. I've got my warm beverage, because even though it's about 7 o'clock at night, I'm gonna have a cup of coffee, because this is really a chit chat video, and I don't do chit chat videos much beyond vlog check-ins. And you don't need this, but I do. My laptop. This thing has been through it with me. And I also think I might not like do a year in review with my YouTube channel. I'm just really proud of myself for sticking with it for a full year and continuing to enjoy and like just love making content. So I'm gonna get my computer up and going. I'm gonna get the screen recording going, and then we are gonna chat. Okay, hold on. Okay, the recording has started. Okay, so here is the first page, and I just called it log, kind of like what I did in my reading journal. And it literally goes from book number 1 to hold on to your butts. Book number 144 right here. Why did I use Google Sheets? I like that it's on the cloud. It's not for any special reason. I find that the charts are also a little bit easier to make. So when you see my dashboard and like all the connecting stuff that I had to do, let's go back up to the top. The numbers, so like the order I read them or the order that I put them in here, title, author, genres. I have a lot of genres to choose from, but for my 25 one, I have put them in alphabetical order for myself. Format, Kindle, audiobook, hardback, or paperback, like you can see right here on E31. Pages was just an A when I started them and when I finished it. Now we get a little bit more into the weeds and see where I just started not caring. If it was an ARC, if I had like entered into any type of advanced reader copy or street team or anything like that and got a copy of the book, or if I got it off Libby, however I decided to do it, that said if it was an ARC or not. If I got it from my library, and that means, did I say Libby for the ARC? I meant NetGalley. From the library, that includes Libby or physical library. Kindle Unlimited, and then how many stars I rate it. But for my 25 one, I found a cool new feature on Google Sheets. I don't know how new it is or how cool, but it's sort of cool. It won't let you do half or quarter stars. Then if I put it in on Goodreads, if I put the review in on Goodreads. NetGalley, if applicable, if I wrote the review in my journal, and if I posted it on my Instagram stories. And you can tell the Instagram stories fell off very quickly. Okay, so the first one I gave 5 stars to was Done and Dusted by Lila Sage, followed up by Swift and Saddled, and I haven't read the 3rd book in that cowboy romance series yet, but I would recommend both of them. I think the characters were really well done. Both books were like right under the 300 page mark, I think. Oh no, one was 350 and one was 320. Never mind, I'm just an idiot. But they were both, like, the characters were really well rounded. I really liked it. They did have some spicy content in it, but overall really great. And then I think we're getting the 4th book this year in 25. Spark of the Everflame. I did that for my Book Besties podcast episode with my best friend Elizabeth. That one was really good, and I think the experience was heightened because we did a buddy read. But it's like a fantasy romance with a lot of yearning and a lot of longing, and it's a very slow burn. Enemies to lovers. Middle of the Night by Riley Sager was another 5-star. And I remember all these because I just did a TikTok video about my 6 5-star reads from 24. This one made me cry. I just remember, like, the ending was gut-wrenching, and it was a thriller but not scary. Like, it was just, the uncovering of the crime was just really unfortunate and really sad. 2 Twisted Crowns. I think I gave One Dark Window 4.5 stars. So that was a fantastic duology, whatever. But yeah, it was awesome. I think I like 2 Twisted Crowns, which is the second one, better because it really, like, sometimes it can be like disjointed or whatnot, but this was not at all. The last 5-star book of 25 was Weaves to Live Here, and I think I rated that one so highly because I listened to it on audiobook. It had sound effects, it had music in it. It was really good and all about, like, heighten the spookiness factor. It was really cool that my 6 5-star reads spanned 1, 2, 3, 4 genres. They weren't just like all romantasy or something. Okay, then 5-star, we have Powerless. Yes, I do recommend that one. It is really good. Just for the Summer by Abby Jimenez. That one, I was not expecting it to be as gut-wrenching as it was. The emotional depth to those characters was so well done, and it makes me cautious to read her other books because I'm like, oh no, I'm not only going to enjoy the story, it's going to get deep, and I might not want to get deep. So, which I also think, if as a reader you don't want to get deep, you don't need to get deep. You don't have to. Next up, The Paradise Problem, and I read this one for a reading vlog that I was doing on how to annotate, and that one was really good. I cried at the end of that one too, and I don't like cry at the end of books much. I think I cried like twice, and I think both of these are in this like quick wrap up. And then, as previously mentioned, One Dark Window is 4.5 stars as well. Consider Me by Becca Mack. That one was a hockey romance, and it was heavy on the spicy content, but it was really good. There was a lot that all of the characters had to, like, both the characters had to overcome. I learned a little bit about hockey too, and I think that's why I rated it so good, which was weird. Another 4.5 was The Lost Story by Meg Schaefer. And if you follow me on TikTok, you will know that I loved this book. I got it in Book of the Month Club. It's literally like Chronicles of Narnia, but for adults with like 30-year-olds. So good. And it's just so wholesome, and like, I wanted to read it slower because I didn't want to have it be concluded so fast, but I still finished it within like 24 hours. Nuts. A Promise of Peridot. I read this one in a reading vlog this summer as well by Kate Golden. This was in the Sacred Gemstone series, because then the 3rd book, maybe Sacred Gemstone trilogy, because the 3rd book came out like a couple weeks, or no, it came out in October, but I've just never picked it up. Yeah, because I got A Promise of Peridot, or the first one. I rated so many 4 stars, which is like why we're not gonna get into all of this. But A Dawn of Onyx was the first one, and I could not find that one, and I found it when I was going to Charlotte to pick up my mom. I found it in a Barnes & Noble. So good. The way I kind of classify this one is, if you are curious about what romantasy is, this is a really good example of classic romantasy. And that sounds like really silly, but I don't classify ACOTAR as a classic romantasy. that's kind of more like a political romantasy. The Sacred Stones trilogy really feels like romantasy, you know? And I guess this one has political intrigue as well, but like, I don't know, there's just something about it. Air by Saba Tahir. I was really disappointed when I didn't get to meet her in at the book festival in September, but you know, hurricanes happen. So, but it was still really good. This one I did not classify as romantasy. I classified it as a fantasy book. I think the romance was added into that story for marketing purposes because more readers are leaning towards spice, which I thought was unfortunate. I might do a whole video essay on that sometime. I don't think it's good. I don't think it's bad. I'm kind of like neutral to it, like whatever. I'll read romantasy when I want to read romantasy. I'll read spice when I want to read spice. But when it's inserted kind of awkwardly into a book where it does feel like it's marketing, I'm not cool with that. And that's what I think this one was. The Butcher Game by Elena Urquhart. This was, yeah, that was the sequel to The Butcher and the Wren. The Butcher Game was really good. Very scary. I will say, I think The Butcher and the Wren was a little bit more addicting to read. Like, I thought about it while I was working and I was like, I just want to finish. 17, Key Ridge by Alison Specca. All I know is it's about snowboarding and a snowboarding instructor, and it was absolutely adorable. The hijinks were super cute, and she writes spice free. So that is something I'm leaning more towards as I've like gone on this journey, like going more towards spice free books, or low spice or closed door. Key Ridge is low spice and it was on Kindle Unlimited. So, you know, yeah, I have it marked as Kindle Unlimited. Snowed Under by Juliana Smith. Adorable. Just scrumdiddly. My first book review on this channel was a Juliana Smith book. And so this is the sequel to that book. I think that one was Baggage Claim, and this one is the sequel to, but they can be read as standalones, but it's kind of cute when you read them together. But it's also available on Kindle Unlimited. And then we'll do honorable mentions. I have 3 honorable mentions, 4.25, because I really started getting comfy with the 0.25 and 0.75 ratings on books kind of 2/3 of the way through the year, maybe even 75% through. But The Butcher and the Wren was 4.25. Worthy of Fate by A.N. Cottle, 4.25. That one, yes, it had spice in it, whatever. It was Fated Mates, blah, 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 Intertwined Destinies, whatever. I ate it up because the world building was so good. It was so good. And her second one in that series came out in December. Have not read it yet. I cannot wait to read it. I want to go back and reread Worthy of Fate. Dude, it was good. Go read that one cause like, yeah, I classified that one as romantasy, but if it didn't have as much spice, I would have just said it was a fantasy. Also, the spice did not feel forced. It felt natural. So not like Air by Saba Tahir. And The Spell Shop by Sarah Beth Durst. My copy is currently loaned to one of my friends, which really irritates me. You know, Katie, if you're watching, it's fine. Just read the book and get it back to me. I need to get like an embosser or a stamp or something so my friends know that my books are mine. But I also have 2 of my friends' books that I need to read and get back to her. But The Spell Shop was absolutely adorable. It was not what I was expecting going into it, but it was cuter. It wasn't like a cottage in the woods. It was like on a coastal island with a talking potted plant that could like walk. I think that's another thing that I want to read more this year. I want to read more cozy fantasies and cozy mysteries. I think I'm just like about the cozy life, and like if I read about them more, I'll just become cozier. I don't know. Are we ready to move on for my log? My savings tab. I did not keep up with it, but I had saved about $300. So cool. TBR list, did not keep up with. My page log. So January 1st and January 2nd, I don't have data, it just got lost. But this is how I made my monthly spread of percentage of pages that I read each month, and how like the percentage of those pages read per month, or like the pages that I read each month what were they percentage wise for my total of the year. I was really interested in that. And you can tell like the months when I had more going on in my life where I listened to more audiobooks or something. This was how I did it, and I kind of made it prettier and easier on the eyes because like neon green for December is not easy on the eyes, and like I think I strive to not repeat a color, which was atrocious. But up here in the top you can see that I read a total of 36,000 pages. Also, Bookly told me I'd read like 538 hours in 2024, and that's not including audiobooks. My goodness. So anyway, so these are just, that's why I use Bookly so much, to track the pages that I read, and that's how I come up with this, especially for arcs from NetGully that don't have pages in them where they do percentages. But that's how I come up with these. So here is my percentage. So let's see, it looks like in July I read the most. So July was read, and I read just 2 pages shy of 4,600 pages and 10 books in July, which means I read 2,000 more pages than I did in June. That's really cool. The month that I read the least, I'm not surprised. In October, I had a lot going on in my job. I had to work 3 weekends in a row, and my living situation got hairy in October. And so I had to live with a friend for 2 weeks with my cat. And then I was coordinating a move. So if you're like an avid subscriber of mine, you'll have noticed that like I did not really publish any videos in October, which like, yes, I'm upset by, but also I couldn't help that my life was so disrupted. So I just read less, but I did read audiobooks. I really leaned on audiobooks, and I was reading Quicksilver by Callie Hart for 2 weeks while I was staying at my friend's, because I remember I would go up to my room each night and just like read that book, and it was so massive for me to get through. It was like nice that I had like a consistent book to read that whole time. April, you can kind of see this, and then here is my dashboard. And so you do have to scroll down, but like whatever, I guess I can collapse that. 2024 reading dashboard, and I haven't made my reading dashboard for 25 yet, but total books 144, total pages, average pages per book, and I don't know if I excluded audiobooks, I don't know. My average rating was 3.85. That's like really nuts. Okay, Kindle was my most read format with 66 books. Audiobooks came in at 38. Paperbacks were 18 and hardbacks were 19. My most read genre, it's gonna be a shock to you guys, thriller, contemporary romance, and romantasy. I know, such a surprise. With historical fiction coming in as a 4th place, as you know, the honorable mention at 7. It's kind of weird. Ratings. So I rated 69 books 4-star. I rated 26 3.5 star, 16 3, and 11 4.5, 8 3.75, and 6 of them I rated 5-star, 3 4.25, and then only 1 was rated 2.5. What was that lowest one? Do we want to go see what that lowest one was? Just for the Summer by Melody Carlson. That was a Christian romance. There was 0 romance in it. They were just like, we're pals, now we're married. And I'm like, that's so random. Oh, I rated 3 stars to Christmas Land. That one, it was so hyped up on TikTok, and like, okay, let's keep going on the dashboard. Pages by date. And so I would update this every month with the page log for that current month that I was in. So this is my December spread. Kind of cool. And then here is my total pages. Well, I'm using my hand when I should be using my mouse for you to see. Total pages by month. So yeah, you can see that difference kind of in graph form. So July got 13%, April got 10%. Then we had 1, 2, 3, 4 with 9%, 2 with 8%, 2 with 7%, no, 3 with 7%, and 1 with 5%, which was October. Here was my book projection. I wanted to read 100, and I read 144. Let's go into what I liked about this log and what I did not like about it. I didn't really like the color, so I made 25s purple, I think. I didn't like all of these things for Goodreads and Instagram and Journal and NetGalley and ARC and Library and KU, blah, blah, blah. It was helpful, it just didn't keep me accountable. So let's look at my 25 reading log. So yeah, this is where I'm currently at. I still like having this started and finished dates. I almost said charted. Haha. Also, Google Sheets now has this star feature, but you can only put in whole stars, and so I decided to do like points. I guess I just rated that one 4 stars. Also, I did this other cool thing where I can now link to my thoughts on a book, which is helpful when I'm trying to write like a review or something, and I'm like, I read this book 2 weeks ago and I need to write a review and I can't remember what it's about. I am still going to track if it was an ARC and if I got it from the library or if it was on KU. I want to make sure that I am tracking it on Goodreads. I've not written a short review for that one on Goodreads yet. I've not done it in my journal yet. I did post about it on my Instagram stories, and I've not posted about it on TikTok yet because it also feels weird to start posting about book number 3 in an 8-book series and just like go right off the bat with that one. So that one's probably going to be missed. Same with Iron Flame. I might do Delighting in the Trinity. Yeah, I mean, this part where you have to link to books, it is a little bit manual, but whatever. I'm fine with it. I'm still doing my pages. I don't know if I want to do my hours listened, but you'll see that my genres are kind of like my main ones and then some that I've added for specific books that I think I'm going to read more of this year, but whatnot. And they are alphabetized. Formats are not though. So then my notes on the books, I just have like what number they are in my log, title, author, and then my notes. My TBR. This includes books that are coming out soon, so that's why I included a release date. And then I have a column over here. I have a column over here for if I've read it. So hopefully, like, I really want to read Watermoon. So hopefully I'll get a chance to read that one and I'll read it. If I've bought it, like if I did buy it, I probably need to read it. But I also have, you know, waiting as in I'm waiting to buy it or get it from the library. If I want it from a giveaway, like a Goodreads giveaway or a social media giveaway. And if it was gifted to me, I've also included the price so that I can know if I did buy it, how much did I spend on it? Like, I know I didn't spend the full list price of House of Flame and Shadow. I did not spend $32 on a book. I got it when it was on sale at Target Circle, but I couldn't remember what that was, so I just put the list price. So that could be like, okay, you know, before I go out and I spend $28 on the next new fantasy, whatever, maybe I need to, you know, wager with myself and go, no, you need to read this one first, whatnot. What genre it is, and then the release date. So like I had one that came out in 23, but I haven't bought it and I don't own it. See, so I said my page log was a little bit different this year. I've given it a little bit more space. I've put the totals up top so they're not like, and then my total percentage split. And so like, yeah, January is going to be 100%. February is going to be wonky. It really takes until June to kind of get an idea of like what they truly are. But I did repeating colors, so I did kind of like a color theme this time. Nice little pastels that look like Easter eggs. And my book projection. I haven't really ironed it out yet. And then I'm doing a blanket. I guess I'll announce that now. I'm doing a granny square blanket for each book that I have read. So this is my tracker for that. And maybe I should put on the log, like on the blanket, which little cubie boy corresponds to which book. just so that I know, kind of for my own sake. So like I did one already as a trial so I could get measurements, and I think it's going to end up being lap size, which is kind of cute. And I might put another like single crochet border around the edges to, you know, denote if I read them in January, February, March, whatever. I didn't want to get too technical because I watched one girl on TikTok today and she got so technical. So technical. Like, good for you. I'm glad you have like time to devote like brain cells to that, but I don't. So I did this one for Murder with a View by Diane Kelly, and using yarn that I already had because I didn't feel like going out and spending money on anything besides like the background yarn. I pulled 3 colors from the cover. So, and this measures 4.5 inches. And so my goal is to read 120 books this year. So that means 10 across and 12 down, or tall, or whatever you want to call it. But this is just a sunburst granny square. The pattern was kind of weird. You had to subscribe to her email list to get access to it. But this, I really want to keep crocheting on the blanket, so this is like really driving me to read more books. So I'll kind of show each square, I think, as I do each wrap up video for each month. So yeah, this would be the first book of January, first book of 2024. I think it's cute. I have a video schedule, yeah, whatnot. And so let me figure out how to stop my screen recording. Yay, it saved. Okay. And my laptop did not huff and puff. So I guess now I just want to devote like a quick second and say thank you. Thank you to my subscribers. I just want to say, like, I'm really grateful for you. In the 1 year that I've been on BookTube, I've learned a lot. And I've run into challenges and I've managed to overcome them. I've grown a lot as a reader and just like as a human, and like as an adult I've grown a lot. So I feel like you've kind of gotten to watch that like a little bit, because last December, when I was kind of like on winter break from work, I started recording these videos on my iPhone. And then I was like, yeah, dummy, you have a camera you can record it on. And I've been recording it on that. And yeah, it's been so fun just to share like my books with you, my reading habits with you, just vlogs. I really do like making vlogs. Like, they're hard for me to conceptualize, but I feel like I'm getting better at them. Maybe I'm not. And honestly, just like making friends on here, because it is fun to make friends on here. I do love editing videos. I love making videos. I love talking to you guys from the comfort of my own house. I've moved a lot this year. Well, not like a lot, but I feel like it was a major move, and like this will probably be the place that I stay until I either buy or build a house, which is kind of bittersweet. You've gotten to see Frank go from like kitty cat antics to like chilling out to his adult body. You get to celebrate his birthday with me. I've learned a lot about the software that I use, all types of like growth. And so I just want to say, like, I'm right now, as I'm recording this, I'm on the cusp of hitting 200 subscribers here on YouTube, which is amazing. It's beyond my wildest dreams that like a year ago I would have been like, I have 200 people who care enough to subscribe on my YouTube channel just to sit and listen to me yap about books. Yes. And that's pretty cool. So, and for some content creators that might seem small, but I always go like, but what if we were to put all 200 people, 201, I'm going to include myself, of us in a room, and we all got to talk about books, or I stood in front of the stage and 200 people were looking up at me while I give a book review. That's nuts for me to think about. And I've just had so much fun creating content for you guys and just like yapping about books. So I'm just so grateful and thankful for each and every one of you. Like, I'm always just so surprised, like, there's another person who wants to watch me talk about books when I feel like it feels oversaturated. But I have a different view on books, and almost 200 of y'all care about my view and opinion on books, which is really cool. Just thank you all for being here on this journey with me. I'm going to continue this journey in 25 and see where it leads us. I'm just having the best time hanging out with y'all and just seeing where it takes us, you know, like I just love this. So yeah, thank you for watching this yappy, you know, 2024 wrap up with my stats and everything. I can't believe I read, what was it, 46,000 pages, whatever it was a crazy number. But 141 books. My goal for 25 is, if I can think of the number, 120. There we go. My brain is not functioning right now. But anyways, guys, just thank you so much. If you enjoyed watching this video, consider giving it a like, and don't forget to subscribe and ring the bell for more book videos, and so that you don't miss them. You think after doing this, however many times I've done this, I would have it down by now, but I don't. I post a new bookish video for you to enjoy every Friday. I guess that's another announcement I can make. I think I'm only going to post on Fridays now. I was going to try to do Tuesdays and Fridays. I think I'm just going to be able to do Fridays because I do have a job. I have a 9 to 5 and I need to be able to focus on that. And I also need to have a social life with people that I love. So I'm kind of annoyed by it too, but I'm trying to be healthy and balanced. And I got a lot of other stuff going on in my life this year. Thanks for hanging out, Book Bestie. Until next time, happy reading. Bye.